Love Island said, "We're not easing into season 8. We're diving headfirst into chaos, confusion, and heartbreak. And how about we add a whole lot of kissing people we just met approximately 17 minutes ago?"
Kay Unscripted, no teeth restricted. In this journey, watch our stories unfold.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is Kay Unscripted and I am your girl Kay. And yes, today we're breaking down Love Island USA season 8 and we're on episode 2. Now before we get into it, please take a moment and like, comment and subscribe to the channel because we're going to be talking a lot of things Love Island, okay? So let's get into it. Episode 2 picks up where production left us hanging after that absolutely evil door challenge. And can we just talk about how cruel that challenge actually was? Because who sat in a meeting room and said, "You know what would be fun? Let's have people standing behind a door to find out in real time whether the person they like is still choosing them or not." That is straight emotional terrorism. So anyways, it's finally time to find out who chooses who. First up, we have Melanie and Sincere. The door opens and both of them are standing there. Immediate relief from these two. Melanie admitted she was nervous even though she felt like Sincere would choose her. But listen, this is Love Island. Common sense leaves the building the second people enter that villa. Seriously. Sincere looks happier than a kid. Okay? That man was smiling from A to A and basically said Melanie was exactly who he wanted. These two continue looking very strong and honestly I love it so far. I am not complaining. So next up we have Anaya and Casey. Now these two are cute and I don't care what anybody says, they were my favorite couple so far. Anaya looked like she was about to pass out from nervousness. The girl said her heart was beating so hard everybody could probably hate. Now Casey admitted he was nervous too and honestly their reactions felt genuine. Nobody was trying to play cool, nobody was pretending like they didn't care. They both just looked really relieved when they saw each other and that's always a good sign. You could tell that the connection seems to be growing naturally without any of the extra theatrics, right? Then we get to Trinity and Bryce and child, nobody opens that door. Both of them chose to explore other connections. Then we move on to Kenzie and Zach and baby, this is where the storm starts brewing. Kenzie walks through the door expecting Zach and that man is nowhere to be found. He's just gone, missing, just vanished into Fiji's air. Now, Kenzie tried her best to hold it together. She smiled. She said she's okay. She talked about being open to meeting somebody else, but the disappointment was written all over her face. And honestly, I kind of felt bad for her in that moment. But also, we have to be real here for a moment. Zach did say that he let her know she is not his type. So is that enough to give a hint that he's maybe interested in exploring? Yes. And plus, we saw him set clear boundaries with her. So I'm sorry, Kenzie, but this one is on you. Now then comes Sean and Beatrice. And y'all, this man was stunned. The door opens and Beatrice isn't there. Not only is she not there, but Sean genuinely had no clue this was coming. He keeps repeating that they had chemistry, great conversations, and everything seemed to be going well. You could literally tell, you could literally see him trying to piece together where things went wrong in real time. The poor man looked like somebody unplugged his Wi-Fi. Poor Sean, I felt bad for him. Then Ariana drops the real bombshell. She said that the bombshells didn't just take them on dates. No, they stole them for 24 whole hours. And immediately, Kenzie and Sean are left standing there single while their partners go off to spend an entire day and night with somebody else, right? Now, the villa starts processing what really just happened. And honestly, the girls immediately rallied around Kenzie. She starts talking about how frustrated she is because she feels like Zach wasn't honest. not because he wanted to explore, but because he never communicated that he wanted to explore. And I actually understand her point, but then again, she maybe thought the connection can grow. And in addition, she said she has a hard time reading guys. Nobody really owns anybody after 2 days, so I feel like he's free to explore if he wants to, in addition to letting you know that you're not his type. Kenzie starts opening up emotionally about what's really going on with her, right? And it's deeper than Zach. She talks about being the loyal one, always choosing men who don't choose her, always feeling like she's the one investing more than she's actually receiving. And so it's quite clear that this is more than Zach. Zach is not the entire problem. He is just the latest chapter in a book that she's been reading for years. So I really hope that Kenzie gets over that, because you literally came to a show to date multiple people at the same time, right? Meanwhile, Sean is venting with Casey and Sincere, and it seems like he's taking it hard. He keeps saying he felt like everything Beatrice told him was genuine. He believed her, so now he's questioning everything. Was she really interested? Was she just pretending? Was he reading things wrong? Now, in this case, I understand how Sean feels, and I feel like Beatrice should have let him know that having a child is a red flag for her. Instead, she never shared that information with him, and so that's where the confusion is coming for him. Now, meanwhile, over at Paradise Cove, the Bombshells are living their best lives, okay? Kada arrives with Bryce and Zach, and immediately they start getting comfortable. She said that she is a silver, and she also does mention that she is German and her dad is from Haiti. Big up anyone from the Caribbean. Sac passe, okay? Now, these three are sharing one giant bed together. But before anyone can even unpack their bags, the flirting is already underway. Now, for me, it was a little bit strange. 3 strangers in a bed, that's weird. And that's just me. That's a little weird to me. But anyways, Kayla starts talking with Bryce and Zach. And honestly, both of the guys seem to be very interested in Kada. Bryce is complimenting her looks. And notice how he never did that with Trinity, right? Now, Zach is complimenting her confidence. You know, they're smiling, they're flirting. And then we have Gabriel, who's with Trinity and Beatrice. And baby, the flirting is heavy over at Paradise Cove. Gabriel reveals that he's Brazilian, he lives in Miami, he works as a model and a DJ, and I'm like, immediately I felt like production knew exactly what they were doing, bringing him as a bombshell, because I think Gabriel was supposed to be an OG, but because Vasana was removed, so he became a bombshell, and that was exactly what we needed. So the girls are laughing, they're flirting, complimenting him, and Gabriel is eating up every second of the attention. He openly admits that he loves affection, and then Beatrice was like, oh, well, I need a refresher. So he kisses her right in front of Trinity, and I was like, oh, so that's who he likes. Okay, I see it. Now, back at the villa, Melanie and Sincere continue being this cute, okay? And yes, I mean that in the nicest way possible. But then Melanie starts questioning Sincere about the bombshell girl. And I was like, girl, why are you asking all of these questions? Why are you asking 21 questions? So she says that she does have trust issues. But Sincere was doing a really good job at reassuring her. He basically tells her that nobody has anything on her and that she doesn't need to worry. Melanie admits that she does have trust issues, and I appreciate her being self-aware, because a lot of people have trust issues and act like everyone else is the problem. But also, girl, it's day 2, so take it down a notch, please. Now, do y'all think she was fishing for information to see if Sincere was into the bombshell? Because that's definitely what it seemed like to me. Meanwhile, Anaya and Casey are having one of the sweetest conversations of the episode. Both admit how nervous they were during the challenge and how happy they felt seeing each other behind the door. Casey genuinely seems attentive, whenever Anaya talks, and she specifically mentions how seen and heard he makes her feel. And let me tell you all something, a woman feeling heard and seen will get you cuffed up. Do you hear me? Yeah. Okay, so over at Paradise Cove, things continue heating up. The bombshells are doing their thing. We do see Gabriel share a kiss with Trinity too, while Beatrice is sitting outside. And he's telling her that she was such a great kisser. So it's now bedtime, y'all, and tell me why when Kada was all up on Zach, Bryce scoots over like he was about to have some type of freeway. Was that weird to y'all? Did y'all peep that, or was that just me? That was really weird. To the point where Kada had to say, "Yeah, no, go away, not tonight." That was really, really weird to me. Now we get to the next morning. Breakfast is made by the guys, and I think it was just so cute that Sean made breakfast for Kenzie. It was really cute, and I know she really appreciated that. Now Zach and Bryce are chatting about their decision to pick the red dot from the previous night. Zach is saying that there was no chemistry between him and Kenzie. Meanwhile, Bryce is saying he's happy with his decision because he tends to do what people want him to do. So Zach is telling him that he doesn't need to worry about that because it doesn't mean that he's closed off. It just means that he's open to exploring. And child, I don't think Trinity really cares because little does he know she's over there too with her bombshell. So Trinity and Beatrice are talking about the bombshell girl, and they're also wondering what the guys are doing. And like I said, baby, Trinity doesn't care. She's here to have fun and hopes that Bryce is cool with it. Meanwhile, Beatrice says she's about to look like a douchebag, and I know I'm glad she knows that, right? Because she and Sean never had a chance to have the conversation about how she's truly feeling. So back at the villa, Kenzie has a conversation with Casey and Sincere. She reveals that Zach flat out told her she wasn't his type because he normally dates women with dark hair and dark eyes. And let me tell you, if someone tells you I am not your type, right? If they tell you that on day one, I am not going to be investing any type of energy into that situation. So girl, you shouldn't be shocked that he wanted to explore. But Kenzie is trying to stay optimistic. She keeps reminding herself that she knows she's beautiful and attractive. In her confessional, she's saying that she loves herself and she just wants someone to see what she sees. Now, confidence doesn't mean rejection never hurts. It just means you don't let rejection define your worth. So Kenzie, chin up. You will find your person. Now, back at Paradise Cove, Zach and Kada's connection keeps getting stronger. They have some one-on-one time, and these two definitely have some chemistry. Zach does admit that he likes physical affection. They're also talking about family, traveling, their future goals, and honestly, these two looked very comfortable with each other. You could tell that the chemistry between them is effortless, and they kept sneaking little kisses. She said she liked the little pecks that they give. They're smiling at each other, and he actually said that he cannot wait to be in bed with her. And I said, ooh, okay, Zach. Now back at the villa, Sean's sitting with Anaya and Melanie, and they're trying to explain to him what went down with Beatrice. And as shocked as they were by her decision, they don't think she's done with him. She just wants to explore. Sean does say that he's top two girls with Anaya and Trinity, and her girl Anaya saying he was in her top two. And I'm like, child, please don't bring no mess, because I really like Anaya with Casey, and I like them together. So let's simmer down, okay? Now, meanwhile, Gabriel and Beatrice are having their own little chemistry explosion. They talk about past relationships. Gabriel reveals that he was in a 5-year relationship and insists that he's actually a lover boy despite looking like a player. Okay, Gabriel. Now, Beatrice admits that she often keeps her guard up because she doesn't want to look foolish if she gets hurt, and I completely understand that. I feel like it kind of does give us some insight into why she made her decision. She explains that she never really got the opportunity to discuss openness with Sean before the bombshell twist happened. So she wanted to explain herself, but events moved too quickly, and so we get that. But does that make Sean feel better? Probably not, but at least now we understand her side. But Beatrice and Gabriel definitely have a lot of chemistry, and I feel like this is who he will end up picking, because also we do see more screen time with him and Beatrice as compared to Trinity. Now, Gabriel and Trinity get some one on one time together, and the conversation was definitely more about life than flirting. Gabriel opened up about moving from Brazil to the United States 3.5 years ago and shared how he learned English after landing a job at a supermarket. So we do see Trinity looking really impressed by his story, and so they even toasted to everything he's accomplished moving to the United States. Now the conversation then shifted to travel, with Trinity revealing that she's always wanted to visit Brazil and experience carnival. And so she also asked him about marriage, kids, and settling down, because he's in his 30s. But Gabriel wasn't quite there yet. He said he's still just enjoying life, going with the flow, and staying open to new experiences. So next up we have Bryce and Kada, who are headed off to their date with a little game, right? They played a game, and somehow it turned into a conversation about kissing. Bryce joked about if he won the game, Kada had to kiss him, and if Bryce won, they would still share a kiss. Was that corny? Probably, but I guess Bryce is doing whatever he has to do. So as they got to know each other better, Bryce opened up about how important loyalty is to him. Kada does also agree with loyalty being important, because she mentioned that she had been cheated on in the past. The conversation then shifted to the types, and Kada said she likes dark features, dark hair, nice eyes, and maybe a few tattoos here and there. So I feel like she was definitely talking about Zach, and if he didn't get that, then I don't know what to tell Bryce. But Bryce does emphasize that he's into personality over looks. He said that chemistry and conversation matter to him. And so he does compliment Kada on how easy it is to talk to her. I don't know how genuine Bryce is. I don't know, something just feels a little bit off about him, but that's just me. Now, back at the villa, Sean and Kenzie connected over being the two islanders left single after the bombshell twist that happened. Both admitted that they want someone who chooses them fully and doesn't leave them guessing. Now, as they talked about their dating life experiences, the conversation became nice. I mean, Kenzie told Sean that the heart-shaped eggs he made her that morning made her smile, because he did it exactly the way she wanted it. So anyways, we finally arrived to the evening. Everybody's getting dressed. The girls get downstairs. The guys are there waiting on them, and they're about to make a toast. Now, oh Lord, just as they're about to make a toast, Cynthia gets a text asking the islanders to gather at the fire pit. Now, baby, we know some shit is about to go down. So the islanders gather around the fire pit, and immediately you could tell the tension is already building. Melanie gets the next text that asks to welcome Beatrice, Trinity, and Gabriel. Then the next text is read by Casey, welcoming Kada, Bryce, and Zach back at the villa. Both of the bombshells and the guys and the girls are standing in front of the fire pit, and so now decisions have to be made. Gabriel must choose between Trinity and Beatrice as to which one he wants to couple up with, and as much as they try to stay calm, you could tell that no one is actually calm. I'm not calm either. But I already knew who Gabriel would have chosen. Ultimately, he chooses Beatrice and seals it with a kiss right in front of Sean. Okay? And baby, that look on Sean's face, I knew immediately that conversation later is going to be a mess. So that means that Trinity isn't chosen, meaning that she returns to the fire pit seated and waiting to hear what happens with her. So then it's Kada's turn. She must choose between Bryce and Zach, and again the tension is ridiculous. And after 24 hours together, Kada chooses Zach, which I'm not really surprised about because you could tell that the chemistry between them was a lot stronger. So this means that Bryce isn't selected either, and that makes Bryce and Trinity end up remaining together by default. And baby, Bryce was relieved. He didn't look too happy, but he was like, okay, at least I'm still there. That's what I got from Bryce, sorry. So anyways, Kenzie and Sean are left standing up in front of the fire pit, single, vulnerable, and completely at risk moving forward. Now, production knew they were messy for having Beatrice and Zach read the text to Sean and Kenzie individually. Child, why did they do that? Now, when Zach read the text to Kenzie, letting her know that she's vulnerable and single, Kenzie said, thank you. And Zach said, you're welcome. Lord, I laughed so loud. Oh my goodness, that was funny to me. But y'all, this is where the episode ended. I'd like to hear from you on your thoughts of this episode of Love Island USA Season 8, Episode 2. Don't forget to like, comment, and hit the subscribe button for more recaps, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!